Yes, sir. Model year 2020. Future me did this right. I probably titled it My. MY capital stands for model year. So yeah, this is my model year 2020 predictions. Or thoughts of what they should do or what I think they won't do, or maybe it's just a ride video. I don't know. I'm out here in the middle of kind of nowhere because, well, this is the closest place to Columbus that you can get roads like this. Not a bad little road up here in Pine Mountain, just north of Columbus. Just might be a little too far to come if you want to take your live wire out. The only for sure model we know is coming in 2 weeks. If this is your first time here, my name is John Maxwell and I'm a tech at the local dealership here, Chattanooga Harley Davidson. So my inside info includes knowing a couple of new colors, so I'm going to avoid talking about those because, well, that's cheating. That's the only thing the dealership knows though, is colors. They don't know anything else. I don't, at least. Before I get too far into it though, it seems necessary to credit Between Two Wheels podcast for even giving me the idea to post this. I was recently on their podcast talking about warranty stuff, and well, they were letting me know what their future videos were during filming, and one of them was 2020 model predictions. Well, I gave it a listen. You should too. It's linked down below along with my warranty video. And they got some pretty good points that they made in there. That'll be fun. So I might reference that a couple times in the video. I don't know. I didn't put much thought into it, except that there is new specs out for Livewire since my original Livewire video. I'm excited about the model. It's, if you didn't know, it's $30,000 though, so I won't be getting one, like most people, which is probably kind of good. They probably don't want to sell that many of them. See, when you come out with your first ever electric vehicle, you might just want to learn a thing or two. Oh man, I might be getting wet today. So the specs though, 110 miles, but I think it's come out since they originally announced it that there isn't a standard way to rate miles on an electric vehicle because it's all still pretty new. So A+ for Harley for even coming out in the forefront of the motorcycle electric vehicle deal. Zero's a pretty well-known electric motorcycle company, and they boast a little bit of a higher mileage, but I think, I want to go down this road, but I think they consider more city miles than highway miles, where Harley factored in a little too many highway miles, which if you didn't know, electric vehicles do better in the city. That's part of why I'm out here. I'm enjoying my gasoline engine, where all I need to do to keep going is add more gas. This kind of riding isn't what the electric vehicle market is for. It's for urban riding. Harley also talks about entering the dual sport area, which I'm also pretty dadgum excited about. The Pan America, set to release in 2020, I think is going to be a pretty cool, I don't even know if you guys can hear me. It's going to be a pretty cool addition to their lineup, but they said 2020. This is model year 2020 in 2019. By the way, my whole year always gets messed up right now because I'm going to start wanting to say 2020 all the time because everything at work is about 2020 stuff. I predict the Pan America to come out in the spring of the actual calendar year 2020. I think that when they said 2020, that's what they meant. Calendar year, not model year. I don't think they want to take away from the Livewire, so I wouldn't be at all surprised if that's not the only new model we see this year. It's a pretty big deal, and I think Harley wants to really boost it up. Because the Pan America isn't coming out until the middle of the year, I think the Sportsters are they're gonna stay on. They're gonna be here for one more year, but I think that engine that's coming in the Pan America, lots of videos out about it, and I'll probably talk more about it in future videos as well. I think that engine that's gonna be in the Pan America, the Street Fighter, the Custom, and seems like there's one other one that I can't think of right now. I think that new engine's gonna replace the Sportster. I think Europe's emissions laws are weeding the sports drought. America's emissions laws are eventually going to do it. And while they sell pretty well, there's a lot in the used market, and Harley has proven with my 2018 Softail that they intend to stir things up. They've already announced that they'll release, what is it, something crazy like 100 models in 10 years or something. And I think getting rid of some models is the only way to make that happen. Enough about that though. Man, for a second there, I really thought that guy was on one knee, like he was proposing. I'm up here like blowing him up. I really wanted to be able to stand right there and show you guys the view, but we'll go elsewhere. Why is y'all's engagement ruined? Oh, because tab mufflers came through, just brop, 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 brop. I think the Sport Glide is probably going to go into fruition too. This will be the 3rd model year. I don't think it's selling really well, so I bet it's on its way out as well. The FXDR will still be here. It seems like all the models that don't sell well make it 3 years. And the FXDR came out last year, was the only new model for last year, except for the Electric Glide standard mid-year release. But let's be honest, that's only kind of a new model. It's just parts and paint swap, as Bike and Bird would say. So I think the FXDR will still be around. Hopefully it comes with mid controls this year though. That would be a nice touch. I think a different set of handlebars might do it justice too. The only real complaint most people have about that bike is the rider triangle. So I do kind of expect to see some modifications or additions to parts you can add to your FXDR maybe. If they don't do something to save that model, it's not going to make it more than 3 years either. As far as the rest of the Softail line though, the Heritage and the Fat Bob are both pretty good sellers. The Between Two Wheels podcast actually talked about maybe there'd be a Screaming Eagle Softail. They've done it in the past, and they could probably stand to do it now again. I had not even thought about that until I listened to their podcast, so maybe I am cheating a little bit in my own 2020 predictions video that I've already kind of listened to some. But I think a Heritage or a Fat Bob would be a wise decision. That said, I think it's going to make a Softail cost so much money that it might be hard to sell. The Softail Deluxe was the last version. It was on up there at $29,000. I think their target MSRP was just below 30, so they could say they had a CVO under 30K. A set of touring style hard bags on a Softail, that's a big deal in the aftermarket. They'd be wise to do something like that straight out of the factory. Possibly even make it electronic locking like on the touring lineup. Really dress up a Softail would be smart. Do I think they're going to do it? No. I think that's what you and I talk about in the comments section. Well, what do you want to see Harley put out? If not this year, then coming up. I think the Tbar craze that's happening right now would make a great fit on bikes straight from the factory, or at least a legitimate Tbar option in their P&A book. I don't think it's going to happen yet though, because, well, the craze has happened in the last few years across the entire country, even though it's been big in California for all this time. I don't think Harley's had enough time to R&D a new set of T-bars, a new style like that, though the internet is definitely calling for it. Ever since Matt Laidlaw put out his Kings of Custom, is that, why does that sound wrong in my head right now? His you know, his Harley Davidson custom build bike that he put out. It's dope. It's going to be at the dealer show that I'm going to. I don't think I mentioned that yet. I'm going to be there. There'll be more videos, so if you want to see stuff like that, you really got to make sure you subscribe. So I'll be there making videos and shit. So for the Softail line though, I don't know that we'll see a new model since the FXDR came out last year. I think we'll just see some general updates to the model line, kind of minor things that if you don't know about them, if you don't see videos and you stop in your dealership to hear about it, I don't think you're going to know what happened. I think the Pan American Street Fighter, that's the direction, and it's not time yet. That'll happen later. Pan America I mentioned is a mid-year release. The Street Fighter, I think that at best would be August of next year. Now in the Trike lineup, one thing that I definitely wish we would see is a Road Glide Trike. Harley Davidson, if you don't listen to anything I ever say, can we please get a Road Glide Trike? Pretty common question I get in my videos is how you do it. How you would do it? Well, it would cost a fortune. By the time you buy all the bracketry and the speaker housings and the everything you need to take a Batwing off to a Road Glide, swap it around, it's gonna be pretty dadgum expensive. But I think millennials aren't buying, and Harley's spending so much time trying to get millennials interested in Harley. They're not abandoning their boomer age group, but they can still do more for them. Those are who's buying up the Trikes right now. Well, let's be honest, it's the only people that can afford it anyways. The older generation, that's who wants Harley, that's who can afford expensive Harleys. So come out with a $40,000 Road Glide Trike, Harley Davidson, sell some of them. Jesus, man. From the touring lineup, we just got the Electric Glide Standard. I don't know what new model would come. I think your CVO lineup, it's probably due for a change. They've run the Street Glide and Road Glide CVO versions for a couple of years. I wouldn't be surprised if one of the two drops off and it's not available this year. That's how it used to be, but it seems like for a couple of years in a row we've had both of them as an option. It's about time they scale back to make them a little more sought after. But we've also had TPMS since 2016 on CVO models. We've had locking saddlebags and stuff on CVO models, locking for electronically lockable. It's on the fob, it's on a dash switch on the bikes. I think it's probably about time some of that trickles down into the regular touring line.
It's nice out there. I haven't been up here in a while. It's pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, the GTS radio. I think it's about time WIM came standard. All the other companies are going super wireless. You know, not within the motorcycle industry, just in general. Wireless is I mean, it's 2020 now is what we're talking about. The corded deal that's kind of old. The price of these bikes now, the Street Glide specials and Road Glide specials this year were $27,000. We can expect that they're going to go up. So they better offer stuff like TPMS, WIM, standard WIM, that is. Stuff like that. Maybe even if you had they didn't come with a Sena headset, the Harley branded versions, that'd be fine because there's different versions of it. Not everybody might want the 30K or the 10S or the 20S or whatever. We've got a couple of different versions out, so it'd be fine to buy that after the fact, perhaps, but I think we're paying more and getting less as the years go on.
Now that Livewire that's coming out, it's going to have 4 ride modes on it. An example of something that could hopefully trickle down in the future. This year, I don't think it will. I think that they probably need to perfect it. See if people really like it, get some feedback from customers, not just R&D in Harley Davidson. But that's kind of an example of what I'm talking about. If we're going to spend this kind of money on motorcycles, we should be getting something like the tech, wireless technology, ride modes. I think we'll see more stuff come standard. That's usually what they do when they're up in prices. ABS is standard on most models these days, it seems like. Security standard on all your Softails because they're all keyless now. If anything, we might see that on Sportsters. They may go totally keyless, stuff like that. I don't think we're in for a huge revamp this year. Touring lineup just got one. Everybody just got one. But I'm sure I'm forgetting some stuff, but I do agree with the between two wheels that the Softails could probably use a CVO line, you know, a CVO model. I think the touring line could stand a drop one. Last year they offered a limited, a Road Glide, and a Street Glide. They could probably drop one of those, maybe even add a Trike. My sales guy Danny, he's determined for them to have a CVO Trike. That might be That might be something that the boomer generation might like. I don't think the millennials are going to care. I do think that the live wire coming out is going to get people talking about Harley Davidson, and that's a good thing. The younger crowd talking about them, all that kind of stuff. We need that. Stay afloat. I think that a lot of the other companies are doing a lot of bang for the buck. Harley could stand to do the same. Hey, a water tower, cool. Twisty roads, also cool. All in all though, I'm excited about the new model year release. It's kind of always a revamp for me, you know. It's at the end of the day, this is still a job, and everybody gets kind of blah about their job. So it's nice to have meetings or something to kind of pump you up. So that's one reason why I do like this job, is every year you get a little extra pump up. And this year it's held in Milwaukee. Like I said, I'll have videos out about it. I got Between Two Wheels linked in the description so that you can check them out. It's worth a listen. They're a good group of guys. I'll be seeing them in October when we go to Texas for the Bring It Home ride. I do have more information coming out about that. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you should probably go give Adam Sandoval's channel a watch. All in all, just a couple of things that I think Harley should do. Let's be honest, nobody really knows. Sometimes it seems like Harley doesn't even know what they're doing. But I'm excited. Hope you're excited too. Hope you like this video. If you do, make sure to give it a dirty thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you haven't quite got your fix, there's a video popping up right here and here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.